Guys, so 2 days ago was my son's 5th birthday. Honestly, guys, can you believe this? Honestly, we had the best time celebrating him. But before I get into the story behind his conception, and trust me, it's a good one. Let me first take you guys through everything I prepared for his big day. So let's start with the cake. So I made a brown velvet cake. Now, hear me out. This is supposed to be a red velvet cake, but the color disappointed me, so it's not my fault. So I started by adding 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of vegetable oil, and gave it a good mix, then added 3 eggs and a bit of milk. Normally, it should be a buttermilk, but I use what I had. Anyways, so I added my baking soda, baking powder, a pinch of salt, and some flour. Mix it all together until it's smooth. So on a separate bowl, I brought in my Ashwanda coffee. Oh my god, this is the best coffee I've ever tasted. This is my brand. I added 1.5 spoons of coffee, a bit of hot water, and 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder. So I poured everything in the baking pan and put it in the oven. So for my ice cream, I poured the cream in the bowl and mix it until it doubled in volume. Then I added my condensed milk and a teaspoon of vanilla for that rich flavor. Give it a good mix, pour it in the pan and set in the freezer for about 6 hours. Then for my chicken suya, I seasoned them with my favorite spices and a little bit of oil. Mix them so well and line them up nicely on the sticks and bake them in the oven for like 30 minutes. Now for my pepper soup, I used the boneless cow because that's the best protein for pepper soup, trust me. So I added my blended pepper, shombo, onions, and then I threw in the seasoning cube because I couldn't crush it. Then I added my salt and other spices. Stir everything together, pour in water, and cover it to cook until it's soft. In this bowl, I'm mixing peanut butter, soya spice, and oil, and then just rub it on the chicken. Now, let's switch to the story behind my baby's conception. So, my husband and I got married on December 30, 2019. I knew he would be traveling back to his country by the end of February 2020. And honestly, I didn't want him to go without us trying for our first baby. I just couldn't imagine being alone in our big, quiet house with no company for a whole year until he returned. So I was like, babe, we need to make a baby before you travel. And he was like, babe, calm down. If it happens, it happens. If not, there is always time. But me, I was like, time? What time? You are leaving in 2 months. Anyway, January came and I saw my period. So I got worried. I told my husband and he started laughing at me. So fast forward to February, my period was late, which is normal for me because sometimes my period delays, which I didn't take it seriously. But by the time my husband was leaving, I still hadn't seen it. But I thought it was just another delay. So my husband was like, don't worry, babe. I'll be back soon. I will try again. So he traveled back. So fast forward to March, I still didn't see my period and I wasn't feeling any different. So I was confused and finally decided to take a test. And the test came out positive. So I actually took it in February. I called him immediately and told him that I'm pregnant. And he was all over the moon. Oh my God. He told me he was even planning to come back earlier than expected just because of the way I wanted it. Later we'll find out it was a boy. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. For some reason, I wanted a girl first, but my husband wanted a boy first, so he won. And that's how our miracle baby came into our lives. Today, he's 5 good years.